Ladies and gentlemen, the man before us is a good friend. I've known this gentleman for many years. He has done a tremendous job to a lot of young men that we know. He has mentored many. He's a father. And we discuss a lot. And today, let's just address this issue of boys who have been raised by single mothers. I know he has amepitia a lot of situations and with these boys that he mentors. And we felt like he should address this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Kamau Karongo. How are you, man?
Good.
Good to have you, man.
Bwana asifiwe.
This is the twist, and this is how we do it.
Oh.
Karibu sana to the twist.
Niko kwa twist.
You made a special appearance here.
Oh my goodness.
I'm glad that I'm hosting you here, man.
Thank you.
Karibu sana. Today we are going to talk about boys who have been raised by single mothers. I know you've had a lot of experiences with many of them. Umeidui mentorship ya young boys for how long, brother?
Many years. Tuseme tumetembea now for more than 20 years now.
About 20 years.
Yeah. So wale tulianzia now, they are great men now. They are big men, old, some married, working, others are in school and the rest.
I know there's a lot we can say about the topic today, but just give us some highlights. What are the challenges on these boys go through compared to boys who have been raised by fathers, some father figures?
First of all, I want to commend the ladies who have taken the challenge to raise the boys, because I know that it's not easy, especially when you're raising someone who you don't know what is going on in their minds and their hearts. And so I know that some have done a very great job. Wamama wengine tuwapigie makofi sana. I want also to commend the boys again ambao wamereziwa na single moms ambao hawajawaibisha. They have, they didn't turn to be like their fathers. Wale ambao hawakuwa vile wangetaka. Because I also know there are many conditions that kuwa na watoto ambao hawana wazazi. There are conditions, there are quite many. And so sitasema ni hii ama hii, but nasema sahi the challenge is huge. It's bigger than you can ever imagine. I'm involved in these circumcision programs. Personally, our program is called Kisima, that we have gone through this thing, and about 600 boys have come through our program. In the last 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, nimeangalia nikaona that like half of the boys who are coming, if we have 50 boys, half are with their mothers. In fact, wamama ndio wanawaleta for circumcision. And again, that really worries me, because mwingine anakuja na mama wawili, mwingine mama yake peke yake, and then unashindwa guy, sasa huyu mtoto anahitaji, this boy needs a man somewhere, amsaidie.
Yeah, sorry, I'm going to cut you short. Kuna something that has come to my mind as you explain, even before you get to the challenges and the experiences you've had through mentoring those boys.
By the way, ni chai.
We can see the cup. What led you what led you to having nini inspire into getting into this kind of circumcision and mentorship programs for young boys?
For me, I would say this narrative, boy child amepotea, boy child ameachiliwa, hiyo ni kitu nilisema sitaisema mimi. Nilisema mimi boy child yule nitatembea na yeye. Na ikawa is a bigger thing. I was not thinking itakuwa something as big as it is right now. That nasema ni hiyo kitu kianza like 15 years ago ama 20 years ago, boy child. Hata saki waitwe child. Nasema kwanza mbao mzee mzima ni boy child. No. boy child hiyo kitu tuanze kudeal nayo.
Ianze kutolewa.
Mimi mwenyewe niliona, let me start dealing with this thing. Let me work with whoever I can. And I think the best thing for me, the best entry point was through this circumcision camp. Because in our land, where we come from, in Kiambu and Central area, we usually have this circumcision after the boys clear class 8. And so, it's about 13, 14, 15 years. And, we also know that when they're in that state, they are quite vulnerable for any evil information can be their portion,
Yeah.
Things can be introduced and they can never stop them because it was introduced in that state where they were so desperate and vulnerable. And so I thought that the best thing right now is to try to instill some values, some good things in that state, because they will never forget them.
Okay.
As anybody who went through this kind of a thing, whether at home or in such programs, you'll never forget the people who came to see you. You don't forget what you were told. You don't forget what you ate. I can tell you, I remember what I ate.
When you were circumcised?
In that years. Those, I remember what my mom used to cook. In fact, right now, I still love the mukimo wa jogo. When I eat it, I feel, I remember. And my mom went to be the Lord long time ago.
Yeah.
And yes, she was a single mother. And she did well. And so, yeah.
Okay.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, it is well answered. So where you started the program, you've worked with about 600 boys,
Yes.
which is really, really commendable. I must say that. Now you've seen some of the major challenges that boys that have been raised by single mothers are going through.
Oh yes.
Please take us through that.
I may not say everything because sababu time hakuna, but I would say this, because the real situation is there's many single mothers, there are many boys who don't have their fathers. I would say what we can do. The challenges are when people are talking, when the fathers are coming to visit these boys and the others don't have that. I can see the challenge. There are boys who have never had a man around their life. A woman was hurt by a certain man. She got a baby boy, and she decided that I will never allow a man near my life. And so now this boy, even the behaviors, and don't say they are trans or they are gays. No, they are not.
They are straight. They are
straight. They are
proper boys. Some of them even have girlfriends.
They have all the things that a boy needs.
The proper organs.
They have everything.
Yes.
But that boy utaona vile ana serve mtu, unaona
demeanor.
Ukiona vile anajifunga towel wakienda kuoga. Unaona anajifunga towel in a way that hiyo towel si ya mwanaume.
Is this something that you've witnessed when you come?
Yes, definitely.
So
and have pointed out to some women that huyo mtoto akienda nyumbani, ukiona amejifungia towel hapa, mwambie
anajifungia towel hapa juu kama demo.
Unamwambia wewe kijana, hiyo teremusha kidogo ifike hapa kwa waist. I don't know, I'm just doing what I can.
Yeah, but you've seen, these are things that you've seen.
My friend.
Is it because it's something that he's picked from home? Anaona mama yake anajifunga.
Nimekwambia huyu kijana hajai ona mwanaume
kwa nyumba
ama elsewhere.
Okay.
Huyu ni mama ambaye maybe alikosana na watu wao, hataki kumpeleka kwa Gishagi. Tena hata kimpeleka Gishagi hata ona gukaa kifika tao kwa sababu maybe gukaa kwa room yake. So the only thing anaona kwa a very nice house in town, wako down home ama wako Roka, bafu ni moja. So unaona tu mama anapita na tawel yake
na masista zake ama mabeshte zake pia
wakikuja
wanawake.
Hata maybe hata kuna mwingine ni mama na yeye, because many of them are like that. So unaona kijana anatembea, mama akienda kwa bafu akijifungia na yeye anafunga wapi yake. Kijana kamoja karefu unaona kametumia katawel hapo.
Oh my goodness.
So
okay. That's funny.
And that is a funny and a serious thing.
Okay.
Because the kijana akienda form 1, because most likely ataenda form 1 some boarding school. Kutakuaje? Because atafunga tawel lake hivyo. Itakuaje? You can only imagine.
Yes. Yes.
And so there's a need ya wamama wengi sasa ambao wako na these boys waanze kujua, how do I introduce a male person.
A male figure
A
into
figure,
this.
you know. So, nikisema figure inazaa, figures are not real things.
Okay.
Because I don't know how to explain.
I'm sure
You know what I
my
mean,
listeners can understand
wanaelewa
that. Yeah.
that these boys need to see a man. Unatakiwa usikie sauti ya a man. Unasikia usikie makelele ya man itakuaje. Na because hata yeye utaona ataanza kutetesha watu vile anateteshanga na mama yake.
Yeah.
And maybe then this is the point. A woman cannot raise a boy to be a man. Hata akijaribu na ataweza, kuna challenges mingi sana.
That's a powerful point, bro.
Yes. And also a man, how can I raise my daughter to be a woman? Because I'll be talking like a man. I will be telling this girl, do this, you know, don't cry here, you know, don't do these things here.
Yeah.
So I'll be telling this girl to be a man.
Yes.
This woman also will probably cannot. What will the boy do? And then the woman will say, a man should not do that.
Because she doesn't know what to be a man is.
Yes, atamwambia osha vyombo, which is okay because we always do that. Osha vyombo, nyumba ikiwa haijawekwa na the right,
haijapanguzwa vizuri.
Mtoto anakeleleshwa sana. You are, you know, kijana akiwa hali, ukimchapa akose kulia unamwambia, "Hizi uwezi ukalia. Uwezi udogelea, uwezi ukalia kwa sababu wewe
unajiona ndume sana. Umejiona mwanaume."
Lakini kasiana hata kukwambia hivi, kanaanza kulia kwa sababu emotions za huyo mtoto ni za mwanamke. Lakini sasa unaona kijana anagongwa sana sababu hajalia. Anatakiwa alie.
Yes.
You know?
Ndio
kijana ameenda pale amenyamaza, unasema
amekasirika na ako sawa.
That's a man.
Na ako sawa.
But you are raising this boy to be like a woman, and now you are innocent, by the way. You are innocent because hata wewe hukuona vijana wakirizua maybe what they should do. And so na nasema wengi wamejaribu, wamefanya kazi mzuri. I have dealt with many and I'm proud of them. But kuna wengi ambao they need to know because hawajui, they are innocent, hawajui na wanariza watoto na those things. Na sasa zitakuwa kama in the areas that we live in the ages that we're living in today. You need to be very careful with a boy, even a girl, but a boy for now, because akienda mahali anza kubehave in a certain way, unajua anaanza kuambiwa nini, unaona. Again, esteem yake itaenda chini. Kumbe ni wewe mwenyewe tuseme kama sai, the reason why you need to introduce a man to your son. Kijana akienda form 1 aanze kufanyiwa mambo na vijana wengine,
ama aanze kufunga towel hapa juu.
Kwanza funge towel, maybe hata
innocent yeye
and then tena vijana wengine
dimina yake ni ya mama, you know.
Yes. Vijana wengine waanze ku behave in a certain way towards him, and you know very well all these things ziko shule. Huyo mtoto ataweza kukueleza kweli?
They can't.
Ataweza kueleza. That is why ikiwa kuna mwanaume amemkaribia kidogo, so if you have a 5-year-old man, boy, please, whoever they are, whether ni uncle, ni brother, ni baba yako, ni pastor, ni who, ni mwalimu, make sure there's a certain teacher ambaye anatembea na kijana wako in a certain way, kama baba in a way. Ndio huyo kijana anaweza pia kupiga simu. Kama sisi sasa, kwa sababu we have worked with many, kuna vitu tunaambiwa na hatuwezi tukaambia wazazi hata kidogo.
Yeah.
Well, there's one thing I discovered one time.
Okay.
A boy comes to a circumcision camp. He's what do you call them? His balls zilikuwa zimeingia ndani.
Okay.
Yes. And that is a serious sickness.
Yes.
Nikamuuliza, kuna mtu wenyu anajua? Akatambia hawajui. Nikamwambia how? Mimi nilienda boarding kwa sijui class 1.
Was he in pain?
He was not in pain.
But he was just okay with
it.
But
when the doctor comes and amuona, akatuita. This is not okay. This thing need to be addressed. Sasa unaona wazazi wengi because most ladies wako na pesa, wako na house helps, wako na nini. Kijana anaenda kuoga hapo from 7 years, kijana ajiosha. Sini kuna shower.
Yeah.
Najiosha. Kwa hivyo these things zianza kudevelop hivi akiwa na 5 years. Lakini hazikuwa serious, so hata wewe hata huko available sana. Sababu uliacha kuosha huyu mtoto akiwa 1 year kwa sababu already ulikuwa na house help, uko busy.
Yes.
So huyo mtoto wakaanza kudevelop vitu. Sasa ako 7 years anajiosha. At 14 ndio anaenda circumcision. Hakuna mtu ashaimuona.
Yes.
mtu serious, mtu machua. No one.
Anaweza angalia one there's a problem here.
Sababu anaona ako na ka challenge fulani, hajaiambia mtu.
Okay.
So hakuna mtu anashaimuona. You don't show people your weaknesses.
Yes.
You stay with it, and the boys are very good
at that,
na kuhaidia maneno. So huyu mtoto sasa kumuona hivyo, hey, tukaona hii ni shida, na with the little knowledge that we have now because of dealing with all these things, tunajua kwamba hata kupata watoto
itakuwa of course a problem too.
Because your challenge, you need to deal with it before the boy is even 10 years.
Yes.
Before even the boy is 10 years. In fact, they say 5 years. You need to deal with it. As a 14, already now this boy is in danger.
Yeah.
And now it can even bring more problems.
Yes. Come on, if it was not being addressed.
Maybe
so are you saying? Yeah. So are you saying if probably this boy had some male figure in his life, kuna chances that he would have opened up to someone?
Yes. Kuna vile ata are you okay? You know, is everything
okay?
You
know,
if they are coming towards circumcision, as a kumwongelea mwambie now inakuanga hivi, shindano hazikuangi that
haikuangi chungu. Alafu tena there's a way tu mwanaume anaweza ambia mwanaume mwenzako, wewe sasa ni mwanaume, hii ni kitu inakuanga hivi na mwanaume aliangi.
Yes.
Sasa how can you tell this as a woman that mwanaume aliangi? What do you know about mwanaume kutolia?
Yes, you know, so there are so many myths wameambiwa za the whole thing, that they can never tell anybody. Some have small things, whatever.
Yes,
things that already esteem yake iko chini sana. Unaona, they need to be told how to deal with that kind of
have you had such a situation?
Definitely.
We know, you're saying you're just brushing through them.
Yeah.
Like we've experienced what you've experienced.
It is because
since hatujakuwa na wewe kwa hizo experience. So that's why you're talking to tell people that we've had
the
this
first
and this and
thing
this.
When these boys come to our camp and any other camp that we're invited, any other program to invited, especially our own, what we tell these boys is that the first thing when they come is don't address any other boy's manhood.
Okay.
If you have anything,
usimwambie
ako kako, call a mentor. If you see a boy has a problem, don't go telling me, oh, you have. Because the people have different body shapes, and if you introduce a negativity in that kind of a level, it can kill this boy forever.
Okay.
And so how we are very serious when I see a boy saying, oh, unakaa huyo tuna deal na yeye kama military
mapema.
Huyo anajaribu kufanya wengine wa feel kama they are not boys. Tuna deal na yeye kama military. We warn them ahead of time. Asijaribu na mtu a deal na maisha yake. If you have any problem, talk to a mentor.
All right.
But now let me come to this.
Yes, please.
That when we discovered this boy has a problem, what we did is after memaliza two circumcision, we called the parent to do that boy needs to go to the hospital immediately. And when the boy went to the hospital, akasaidiwa. The parents now came back to us and telling us, oh, thank you so much. I never knew. I never knew. That is now the challenge with a single. But of course, hata wale wako na mababa,
kuna wenye wanakuwa nazo hata sema
hacha because some of these things hawaongeangi. But what we are saying is kuna need ya mwanaume dume. Now you can choose. You cannot just pick anybody. We mama unaweza kachagua useme there is that uncle of mine. Tunajuana na wife yake vizuri, ningetaka atembee na mtoto wangu.
Okay.
It is very important
and is a good man, of course.
Ikiwa kuna some, ikiwa kuna brothers wakubwa kidogo, those boys wanaenda huko, analala huko one day, anaona towel linafungwa aje.
Yes. Anaona watu wengine, wanaume wengine ubehave aje.
Akiwa grade 5, grade 6, anaona wanaume wana behave aje. Wanacheza, wanafanya tu vitu fulani, wanacheza games za wanaume fulani, wanacheza chess.
Yes.
Tu vitu fulani.
Yeah.
So kwa sababu kuna mama nilirealize hivi. Mtoto wake hajai lala kwa anko zake hata mmoja. I know some are bad. Even when I'm saying this, I'm sure kuna wangu waweza kaenda kwa manko brother zangu some. I know. But don't tell me that there is no one.
There's no friend, there's no any other relative.
You
there's
can even
no...
talk to a friend of yours, a lady.
Yes.
Mwambie, now, my son, I want my son to know a bit of
some of these things.
Can my son come near your son? Wajuane kidogo. Tena ndio mzee akiwaongelesha anaongea
wanaongea wote pamoja.
Okay. So si lazima tukue ati unaongea anko yako ama mpasa wako. Hata your lady friends. Some of you know you very well. Wacha mtoto akaribie that family. Ndio ajue tu vitu tuwili tutatu.
I have a situation where some ladies actually have men who probably they had this child with this boy with, and these men are also willing to be part of the life of that child, but this lady cannot allow. Maybe he's just a good guy. That's you're going to talk about that one too. Those ladies who speak badly about the men in their life in the presence of their children. What can you tell them?
One, if you have a son and baba yake and that man wants to be close to this boy, please, even if he doesn't have money, I would rather you facilitate. You yourself, if you have money, you facilitate the meeting between your son and the father. You'd rather even send the father some money when wakule nyama na kijana wako. You will appreciate that later. Appreciate that later. Afadhali wewe mwenyewe ikiwa wewe unafikiria uko na pesa. Mimi sikufikiria uko na pesa. Tumia mzee pesa. Mwambie call your son. I'll drop him here. Mkae na yeye, muongee na yeye.
Hata kama walikosana aje.
Hata ikiwa mlikosana juu chini na ulidanganywa aje. Na unajua mwanaume si mbaya. Wacha aende hapo. Ikiwa mzee ako na tabia fulani mbaya, mwambie don't let him not know anything about your smoking. If you smoking is bad for you, or drinking is bad for him, you know. But wacha kijana asmell mwanaume.
Yes.
Kama baba yake.
That's a powerful that she can. You even encouraging her to even facilitate the meeting if the man is not able to.
Yes, that is how deep I am in this thing. If you can facilitate, the better. If this man can provide that meeting, that provide the facilitation of that, please allow him to do that. Wacha wakutane na usiiche ukaongelelea mabaya ya mtoto ya baba yake.
What would that do to the child when
this son? If you keep saying, "Oh, men are dogs, men did this, men did this." By the way, leave alone you are telling, leave alone ati unaambia mtoto wako. Hata ikiwa mnaongea na friend yako,
someone else,
you are talking to your friends. Be far away from your son. I will not stop you from saying that man is anything, whatever it is, right? You are when unajua. Lakini kijana wako asisikie na masikio yake.
No, they actually forget that when they are saying men ain't shit, men are dogs. She's raising a man who ain't shit also.
There's a puppy.
Are you telling this guy that hata grow up atakuwa useless?
There's a puppy here. There's a puppy here that's going to be a dog soon.
It's going to be a dog soon.
I'm not saying that usiongee. If mtu alikukosea, ongea. It is therapeutic.
Yes, but
to talk. But not in the presence of your son.
Of this young man.
Of your son. Or your daughter. Okay. But today we are addressing the son.
We are addressing the boys. Yes.
Let him not hear. Ukisema, because later in the years kijana atakumbuka vile ulisema mambo ya baba yake.
Okay.
Na sidhani mtakuwa sawa.
I have this situation where some ladies mtoto anazaliwa akiitwa James Karanja.
Yes.
Goge.
Yes.
Alafu and I'm going to address this because I think it happens sana in Central, and since you're well, you know that. Alafu wamekosana na mzee anaenda nambadilisha jina. All of a sudden sasa kijana anaitwa James Karanja Wairimo. Do you think that can put an effect into the character of this boy long term?
It looks fancy. but it is very bad. It looks cool, but it is very, very bad for the boy later in life. Because he could be doing that when he's 13, 14. Unless the mother has very many properties, even the mother is going to inherit from her father's side. So maybe if that is the reason, I would accept it. But if it is just to disconnect with the man, you will regret it, my friend. Not be good. It will not be good. That boy later will try to bring a man's name in his ID later.
I saw an interview tukimalizia. I'm sure you know Rafton,
Yes.
the legendary artist, had gone to talk to some boys in alikuwa ameenda kuongea in a boys high school. Na he had planned a sermon. And then before ingie kuongea, one of the teachers akamwita kando, I think the headmistress, akamwita kando akamwambia, what you're talking about is good, but we have a situation right here. I think you can want to address it.
Which situation?
The situation was a lot, like actually alimwambia 90%, and I'm going to attach the clip hapa. 90% of the boys in that school wako na surname za mama zao. Like they are basically raised by single mothers, and by extension unapata a lot of these boys are always homesick. They miss home.
Yeah.
Wakienda out to, wameenda weekend challenge or something, they don't even want to get out of the bus. Because probably they are scared of the girls. So as you are talking about the challenges in your boys, is this something that you've also encountered? Maybe something like that. Have you?
True. One of the reasons why most boys don't want to get to, so many boys from single moms don't want to get to relationships with girls is because they are looking at their own mother and they are saying, I don't want.
Oh, okay.
I don't want. I would rather be alone. Because the mother ndio anatukanananga, yeye mwenyewe anatukanwa yote, tena anafusiwa kufanya vitu zote za wamama
kwa nyumba.
Tena huyo mama anatukana wanaume, na yule mwanaume alikuwa baba ya huyu pia, huyo ni shetani. That is why nasema hata ikiwa ni shetani, wacha kijana asijue. Wacha kijana ajue baka ni angel, lakini wewe ujue tu ni shetani zaidi yako.
Yes.
Wewe ndio shetani.
Shetani wako.
That kijana hataki kukaribia girls.
Yes.
Kwa sababu anasema ikiwa atakuwa kibehave hivi. This lady is dominating my life. My mother doesn't want me to breathe.
Yes.
My mother hatakangi ni breathe.
Yes.
Why should this boy go to another woman, honestly speaking?
Mwenye atamfanya ashinde kubreathe.
Aende sasa akakosa kubreathe kwa room yake, kwa nyumba yake sasa. So kijana anaona afadhali akae peke yake. And so that is why we are saying that that is why wamama wengi wameforce watoto wengi wakaondoa majina zao kwa birth certificates, kwa IDs. If you are just about to do that, please stop. If it's a boy.
Okay.
And you're not retaining this name because you want him to inherit from the father's side. I said if you want him to to get your name, you mom, if the reason is not about inheritance, stay away.
Okay.
But if it is to punish the man, boy, please don't. Because with this boy, we were complaining about our fathers years ago. Our grandfathers, our fathers failed us a lot. We could have been rich. My father was an old man, and my grandfather, where were? Until we came to that level where we are now fathers.
And you're being asked the same questions by your
even sons. Before you ask, you know. You know that you have failed also. You have not delivered, just like your father. So, before you make this boy to go deep into these things, let him just know that this boy will be a father soon. And if you're not raising a strong man, it will be very, very, very hard for this boy to raise a family. That family either atakuletea, wewe umraise. Okay.
Yeah.
Lakini wewe itakuwa how many boys kuna wewe umesikia wa mama ngapi wanaendelea kuchukua bibi anapotoroka wewe ndio unaenda kumchukulia
Umrudishie,
unamrudishia wife wewe mama. Do you know how bad that is? Ati wewe unachukulia bibi ya mtoto wako. Ni kwa sababu gani? Hakuna mwanaume hapo. Hakuna mwanaume hapo. You raised another
and you raised two mwanamke.
Sorry to say, you raised another woman.
Tukimalizia mara ya mwisho tena bwana kama Karongo, there's a something I would like you to tell now young boys ama boys or even men who are raised by single mothers. Some of them got affected. They probably got raised by these very toxic mothers. They picked up these traits. Now wamegrow nazo. Some of them hated their fathers. By extension, wengine hata hawaku, they never even got to meet their fathers. But they just hated them because mama alikuwa anasema ni mbaya. What can you advise these men? Is this something that they can take an initiative and go look for their fathers? What is it that they can do now that they are already been in it? And is kuna salvation?
Before I tell these boys what they should do, I should tell them what they should know.
Okay.
You boys, I've just said something here before, that I used to blame my father and my grandfather for the poverty that we have today. Where was my father?
Wengine wakigrab
when land was selling at 5,000 shillings
per acre.
Per acre. Where was my father? Until now, I have some 3 boys, and they're asking me, Dad, why are we living in such a container? Yeah. So
okay.
Before you believe how bad your father was, maybe he was, but you don't know the reasons. Maybe it is also how he was raised by his own father or mother. Yeah. Then he passed it over to himself. It was passed over to him. Then it is to you.
And to you.
Now, before you believe it completely, start demolishing those blocks in your heads. That man is just like you. Ni vile tu ewe hauko umefika hapo na challenge zako ni different from what. Again, relationship yako na mama yako usiingilie. Ikiwa mama yako alikosana baba yako,
usiingilie kwa hiyo
line. Waswahili wanasema ni mwiko.
Yeah. It's a taboo.
Unajua nisikia mama fulani akiambia mtoto wake, imagine hata alalangi na mimi. Unasikia mama anaambia mtoto wake, hata alalangi na mimi. So what do you want that boy to do? Now you boys, ikiwa uliambiwa kitu kama hicho, udelete kwa kichwa yako. Kwa sababu you should not have known or heard anything like that from your mother. It is bad and it looks like a curse. Why should you know whether they sleep or they don't sleep?
Aralangi na wewe na ulizaliwa.
Ikiwa babako alikuwa na shida na mama yako, aende atafuta wazee wamsaidie. Ikiwa mama yako alikuwa na baba na shida na baba yako, atafute wazee wa mama wa kitu fulani wawasaidie. Ni vibaya sana nyinyi wa mama kuleta vijana watoto wenyu ati wawasaidie ku bring back relationship
into those walls.
It should not happen. Keep the kids out of this.
Okay.
And now you children who have been so involved, be please we start withdrawing quietly. Every time you meet your mother anakwambia, oh babako, babako, we
wasiji involve sana into those cases.
Ama unakutana na baba yako anakwambia matako, mamako, sorry. Unajua kuna wazazi kuna wazazi wengine ukikutana na mtoto wake anaanza kwa mama yako alienda, mama yako alifanya
fatako
na mata vizingia twist mimi.
Okay,
shut up now.
Okay.
Nasema hivi, usikubali kuingizwa. Ukikutana na baba yako mwanzo kuambia vile mama yako amekufanya, alifanya ni mbaya, usisikize. Yes, you can listen,
yeah,
but don't act on it.
Yeah.
just say ikiwa mamako ni mbaya sana because kuna wale wabaya.
Yeah.
Try to pick a wife that is a bit different.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
If babako alikuwa mbaya, try to be a different father yourself. That's a good point.
Thank you very much. I think that's a very, very good point. Bwana Kamau, I wish tungekuwa na more time ya kutalk about this. We're going to have a series with this gentleman right here. Najua we have a lot. Tumekava kidogo tu about the boy child mwenye amekuwa raised by a single mother. Next time tutaongea about wasichana ambao wenye hajakuwa na a presence of a male figure in their life and very, very many more. Thank you very much. Keep it locked. We'll be back with some more. Thank you, Bwana. Thank you, Bwana Karongo.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Karibu sana.
God bless.